Welcome to this session of Ajwal Yoga. Today we're going to be matching our movement and the poses with our breathing. So just take it easy and do what's comfortable for you. Please work within your range today and don't go to the point of pain. Stretch, but don't go to the point of pain. Today the theme is non-violence, practicing non-violence, which is one of the principles of yoga. And it starts internally, it starts with ourselves. So it starts with being kind to ourselves, not pushing ourselves. And in yoga practice, that extends to not overstretching, not over efforting in a pose. So actually being kind to ourselves, because the poses come over time and your muscles stretch and relax over time. And it's no good stretching or straining too far because you might actually hurt yourself. So practicing non-violence and non-harm, doing no harm, is really important in our asanas and our practice. And then something that we can take with us into our daily lives. So getting started, we'll start in Sukasana, easy sit. So sitting cross-legged on your cushion or perhaps some blocks or a blanket, just to raise your hips up so that your knees can descend and the hips can open at the front. Resting your hands on your knees. Just look around the room. Just land in your space. Start to become fully present in your space. Round through the sit bones. Start to feel length in your spine. Tuck in your chin and feel the crown of your head stretching towards the sky, as though there was a golden thread pulling you upwards, creating space in between each of your vertebrae. Start to notice your breath, your inhales and exhales. You might notice the air coming in and out of your nostrils, or your shoulders expanding and relaxing. Take 3 deep breaths. On each inhale, expand through the belly, the chest, and across the shoulders, filling up with air. And on the exhale, relax the belly, the chest, and the shoulders. Expand and fill up. Exhale and relax. A deep, deep inhale. Expanding the abdomen, the chest, across the shoulders. And sigh it out. Sigh out anything that no longer serves you. And as we go through our practice tonight, if you find that your mind wanders, just bring it back to your breath. Bring it back to that expanding and contracting in the body with each breath. Relaxing your hands by your side on the floor, palms up. On your next inhale, take your hands out to the side and then stretch them overhead. And then exhale as you have your hands, palms together and down to heart center. Inhale as you expand your hands out to the side, stretch your hands above your head, palms facing, palms together, and exhale, palms to heart center. Inhale, stretching your arms out and up. This time, exhale and look towards the right, left hand to right knee, and your right hand drops behind you. Gentle twist to the right. Looking over your right shoulder. Inhale and stretch up, creating space in the back body. And exhale, looking further over your right shoulder. Inhale and stretch up. Exhale, looking over your right shoulder. This time, inhale above the head. And exhale to the left. Sit up tall as you inhale. Exhale and look over your left shoulder. Inhale as you stretch tall. And exhale, looking over your left shoulder. Inhale, stretch up and come back to center, looking forward, arms above your head. And exhale, drop your right hand to the right, leaning over left hand, left upper arm by your ear, left hand pointing to the right. Feel the stretch from your left sit bones all the way through your left hand, grounding your left sit bones into the earth. Inhale, looking up, both hands above the head, and exhale, drop your left hand to the left, and your right hand points to the left, right upper arm near your right ear, looking forward, grounding through your right sit bones, stretching through your right side body, all the way to your right hand. Inhale and up. And exhale, cactus the arms. The arms are parallel, the upper arms are parallel with the earth. Inhale and stretch up. And hands to heart center as you exhale. Recrossing the legs the opposite way. We'll do that on the other side at the beginning. Inhale, stretching your hands out to the side and up above your head. And hands to heart center as you exhale. Inhale, stretching up, hands out, up above your head, and hands to heart center. Inhale, stretching your hands up, out and up. Left hand drops to the back, right hand to the left knee, looking over the left shoulder. Stretching up on the inhale and twisting a bit further on the exhale, but practicing non-violence, being gentle. Inhale one more time to stretch your spine up, and exhale, looking over your left shoulder. Inhale and bring your hands up above your head, looking to center. And exhale, left hand to right knee, right hand drops behind you, looking over your right shoulder. Inhale as you stretch up. Exhale as you look over your shoulder. Inhale and stretch up. And exhale and twist. On the next inhale, come back to center. And this time on the exhale, drop your left hand to the floor. And your right arm goes over by your right ear, pointing to the left. Notice how it feels on this side, whether it feels a little bit differently with your legs crossed the opposite way. Breathing through the right lung, feeling that expansion and contraction. On your next inhale, come back to center, hands above the head. And on your exhale, drop your right hand to the ground and your left arm comes near your left ear. Stretching through your left side body. Just go far enough to give yourself a good side stretch, but without causing any harm. Inhale, stretching up. Exhale, cactus the arms. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Inhale, stretching your arms up and palms together and at heart center as you exhale. Beautiful. Coming into tabletop position. Move any cushion you may have, or box or blanket. Coming into tabletop position, so your wrists are under your shoulders, fingers spread wide, pressing into the fingertips and the knuckles of the hand to take some of the pressure off your wrists. Knees are under your hips, feet pointing straight back. Tabletop, so squeeze your navel to the spine, stretching your tail long and your crown long in this neutral position. Inhale for cat-cow. First of all, we'll do cow. Inhale, draw a line upwards with your nose. Drop your belly towards the floor. Shine your hips up to the ceiling for cow. Exhale, tuck your chin into the chest. Round your tail and your back, cat. Inhale for cow, shining your heart space forward, looking upwards, hips to the sky. And exhale, cat. Navel to spine, chin to chest. Take a few more in your own time, being guided by your breath. Inhale for cow. And exhaling on cat. You may like to bump your hips to one side, circle your hips, or circle your shoulders over your wrists. Keep pressing down into your fingertips. And then return to neutral spine tabletop. And a new pose tonight. So we're going to pivot on our right knee and send our right ankle and foot out to the right. So they're almost at 90 degrees to our left leg. Move your right hand towards the center of your mat. And starting to look towards the left, roll up onto your straight left leg. So your right shin is at 90 degrees to your mat. You're looking to the left of your mat. Your left leg is straight and your left foot is on the ground, flat on the ground, pointing towards the left edge of your mat. Your right hand is spread as it is for tabletop under your shoulder. Supported plank. Inhale and stretch your left hand up vertically. So you're making a vertical line between your left fingertips and your right hand. Stretching yourself up vertically through the hands and arms. And there's another line of extension from the outside edge of your left foot to the crown of your head, along your torso. Tuck your navel into spine and tuck your tailbone in. Don't want your backside sticking out, want it tucked in. Side plank. And the next new pose, our legs stay in the same position and we come up vertically with our torso. Inhale, come up, push up so that you're vertical, your arms are out straight, parallel with the floor. You're kneeling on your right knee and your left foot is still flat on the floor. Inhale, stretch your arms out wide either side, and then exhale, drop your left hand to the left shin, thigh, knee or shin, and stretch your right arm over your right ear, pointing to the left, gate pose. Stretching through the right side body. Take a couple of breaths in gate pose. Still tucking in the tail, navel to spine. And feel the stretch in your right side body. Inhale and plant your right hand back on the ground. Put your left hand next to it and come back to tabletop position. Well done. Back in tabletop position, neutral spine. We'll just take a couple of cat-cows here to reset the spine. Inhale, drawing a line up with your nose, belly drops down, hips to the sky for cow. Exhale, chin to chest, navel to spine for cat. And one more, inhale, hips to the sky, shine your heart space forward for cow. And pushing the earth away, tucking in the tail for cat. And then back to neutral spine, tabletop. This time we'll do it on the left-hand side. So we're going to kick our left foot out 90 degrees to the left. Move our left hand in towards the middle of the mat under our shoulder. Stretch the right leg out straight, looking to the right side of the mat. The right foot points to the right side of the mat. Inhale and stretch your right hand up to the sky, creating a straight line from your right fingertips to your left wrist. At the same time, feel the strength from your outside of your right leg, foot, all the way to the crown of your head. Feel that line of energy. 2 lines of energy, tucking in the tail and navel to spine, activating your core. Take a couple more breaths here. Supported plank. And then inhale and bring your torso up to vertical, arms parallel with the mat. Take an inhale, stretch out wide, and on the exhale, drop your right hand to the right leg and your left arm comes over the left ear, looking forward to the right. Gate pose. Take a couple of breaths here, noticing the stretch in your left side body and noticing your hips. This is quite a strong stretch on your hips. Inhale, coming back to tabletop. So cartwheel your hands back to the mat. Plant them on the mat and both knees come back to the mat, feet pointing straight backwards. Well done. Fantastic. From tabletop, take a deep breath, tuck in our toes. Exhale, downward dog, hips to the sky, pressing into first downward dog of the day. You might like to paddle your legs or walk your dog, as they say, by bending one knee in and dropping the opposite heel down, and then the other side. Stretching through the legs, warming up your hamstrings, and then drop your heels towards the mat, making sure that your heels disappear behind your feet so you can't see them. You might need to twist your feet one way or the other a little bit. Dropping the head, shaking it, no, nodding it yes, and pressing back into dog pose. Inhale, raise the right leg up to the sky. And exhale, knee to nose, round the back, right knee to the nose. Inhale, right leg up to the sky. And exhale, Now, right leg, right foot comes between the hands. So our right leg is in a square, knee over the right ankle, toes facing straight forward, and we're balancing with our hands. Inhale and send your hands back. So put the weight into your right leg. Send your hands back towards your hips, pointing backwards in a lightning pose, lightning low lunge. And then very slowly inhale and swing your arms down, so pointing towards the earth, then pointing forward and then pointing straight up, and your torso also comes up straight. If you're finding it difficult to balance, you can widen the widen the parallelness between your knee and your foot, like you're on two beams rather than a balance beam. Check that your right knee is still over your ankle, not going too far to the inner side or the outside. Active through your core, so squeezing your ribs together, so mid ribs down, navel to spine. Looking forward. So your hips are stretching down and your shoulders and upper body is stretching up. Inhale, stretch up, and exhale, rain your hands down so they frame your right foot. And leaning back on your left knee, push your right foot forward so your heel is on the ground and your right foot is straight. You can have a bend in your right leg. Right leg is straight and your heart space shines forward. You can track your right hip back and your left hip forward. It's a good time to just recall that we're practicing non-violence, being gentle with ourselves, exploring what we can do without causing pain, just being kind to ourselves, to our bodies. And returning to our breath. Return to your breath. Your mind is wandering. Just think about pose. And concentrate on the air coming in and out of your lungs. Tuck your left toes in and send your right foot back to join the left into downward dog. Just adjust your downward dog as you need. Take an inhale and raise your left leg up in the sky. Left knee to nose, curl in towards your nose. Inhale, leg up to the sky. And exhale, bring that foot, the left foot in between your hands and drop your right knee to the mat. Left leg is in a square, it's pointing backwards into this lightning low lunge. Take a breath. And on a next inhale, gently swing your arms so they're pointing down to the ground and then up in front, out in front of you and then up above your head. Palms facing. Look ahead. Tucking in your navel. Lengthening through your upper body and grounding through your hips, your knee, your feet, pressing equally into both feet. Take a couple of breaths here. This low lunge, Anjaneyasana. On your next inhale, stretch up. Exhale, rain your hands down to frame your left foot. Tuck your right toes in, pressing through both hands. Return your left foot to meet your right foot in downward dog. Walk your feet towards your hands, bending your knees, forward fold. First forward fold of the day. Clasp opposite elbow with the hands. You might like to sway from side to side, stretching out the lower back. And then let the hands go floppy. Release the head to the chin, the head to the chest, chin to chest. Inhale and exhale. And on your next inhale, gently roll the spine up, vertebrae by vertebrae, from the lower back, the middle back, the upper back. And just rotate your shoulders forwards and back a couple of times, loosening up your shoulders. Fantastic. Sun Salutation A. Standing towards the front of your mat into Dandasana, mountain pose. Grounding through the four corners of your feet. Behind your little toe, the big toe, at the base of your little toe, the big toe, and the two corners of your heels. See if you can rotate your thighs inward slightly, creating some strengthening feeling in your legs. Descend the tailbone towards the earth. Navel to spine, broad across the chest, palms face forward. Tucking your chin and finding the golden thread that's stretching your spine upwards. Stretching your crown upwards and creating length in your spine. On your next inhale, stretch your arms out to the side, up above your head, palms facing. And then exhale, forward fold, folding at the hips. Rain your hands down, bending your knees as much as you like. Inhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands on your thighs if you want to squeeze your shoulder blades together, or you might like to put them just below your knees, trying to get that torso parallel with the floor. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands either side of your feet. And inhale and then exhale back to downward facing dog. Placing the knees on the floor and supported plank. Shoulders are over the wrists. Active through your core. Look forward. Nice and strong through the arms and shoulders. Inhale. Then exhale, elbows into the ribs and lower down onto your belly. Adjust yourself on your mat. And come into Cobra. Hands under the shoulders. Inhale, elbows into your side. And inhale and exhale. Inhale, elbows into the side. Stretching your crown up. Pushing up into Cobra, pressing through your feet so your knees are off the mat, activating the buttocks, and exhale, release down. Inhale, and on the exhale, push back through supported plank, tuck your toes and into downward dog. Take a couple of breaths in downward dog. Walking your hands back to your feet. Into forward fold. Halfway lift. Hands on your shins or your thighs. Forward fold. And then pushing through your feet, you can bend your knees if you need to, stretching your arms out and hands above the head, palms together and palms to heart center. Wonderful. We're going to, in our Salutation B, we're going to do a new pose today. We're going to do Trikonasana. I'm just going to demonstrate it for you before we do it together. So we're going to do it after we've done a warrior two. So we'll be in warrior two. We'll straighten our front leg. So that's the most important thing. The feet stay in the same position. We stretch out our arms and we bump our hips to the back. So that hip bumping to the back is important. We then extend through the front arm, which is my right arm, could be either arm. Extend through the front arm and we are long and active in the front side body, and then we rotate our torso down towards the ground until our arms are vertical. And we can have our hand on our shin or our thigh, depending on where we're up to. Don't put it on your knee, you might hurt your knee, so just go one way or the other. So tucking in the right hip. Don't want your backside sticking out, so you tuck in the right hip. And then you have this line of energy through your hands and also through the leg and up through the crown. And you can look forward, you can look diagonally up, or you can look up at your thumb. If you're finding the balance difficult, because it's actually like I'll be on a balance beam, you can have the two parallel beams. So you actually move your right foot to the side and that gives you more balance. And the other thing you can do, if it's more comfortable, is you can actually shorten your stance. So obviously that's going to be easier if you shorten your stance. Okay, let's try that. So starting at the front of your mat, Dandasana, grounding through your feet, active in the core, shoulder blades moving down your back. On your next inhale, stretch your arms out to the side, up above your head, palms to heart center, and then raining down for forward fold. Inhale for halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, and back into dog pose. Place your knees on the mat, inhale down into supported plank. Exhale as you come down into chaturanga and flat onto the mat. Place your hands under your shoulders, press into the tops of your feet, inhale up into cobra, and exhale down. Pressing through your hands, inhaling up through supported plank, tucking your toes into downward facing dog. Take a breath in downward facing dog. Inhale and raise your right leg up into the sky. Exhale and put your right foot in between your hands. Move your left foot so it's in 45 degree angle. And then cartwheel your hands around for warrior two. Front leg is in a square. So your feet are active, especially through the outer edges of your feet. Your knee is over your ankle, tracking towards your second and third toes. Arms are spread wide, stretching wide. Think about trying almost to get your little fingers to touch each other. Stretch that wide through your collarbones. And looking over at your right hand. Take a few breaths here. in Warrior Two. On your next inhale, flip your right hand so the palm faces the ceiling. Stretch your hand up to the ceiling, reversing your warrior. Your legs stay the same. Your left hand comes to the back of your left thigh. Reverse warrior. Inhale and stretch your right hand up. Exhale and come back to Warrior Two. Your legs stay in the same position. Now we'll go into triangle pose. So inhale and straighten your front leg. Bump your hips to the back. Stretch your right arm forward. Torso stays strong. Inhale, stretching your right hand arm forward. And then exhale as you rotate your torso. So it's starting to become parallel with the mat. And rest your hand on your shin or thigh, your right hand on shin or thigh. Stretch your left hand and arm up to the sky. So tuck in your right hip. Quite active through the legs, active through the back leg, pressing into the back, the outside edge of your left foot and the left heel. Tucking in your core, so navel to spine. And active through both sides of the body. So even the right side is stretching forward, even though it is bending. Well done. Inhale, coming back up, parallel, arms parallel to the mat, and our legs currently straight. Inhale and exhale back to Warrior Two. Brilliant, well done. Rain your hands back down to frame your right foot. Swivel your left foot to the front. Press both hands onto the mat and step your right foot back to downward dog. Take a couple of breaths in downward dog. Inhale and raise your left leg up to the sky. Exhale and bring your left foot in between your hands. Rotate your right foot so it's at 45 degrees. And again, you can broaden this stance if you're finding you're a little bit wobbly. Have your left leg in a square, left knee over left ankle. Inhale and then cartwheel your arms so that you're into Warrior Two on the left side. Tucking your left hip in, grounding through the outside edge of your back foot, your right foot. Shoulders are away from your ears, looking at your left hand. Take a couple of breaths here. Inhale and turn your left palm up to face the ceiling. Stretch your left arm up. Right hand on the back of the right thigh, reversing your warrior. Inhale, stretch your left hand up. And exhale back to Warrior Two. Your legs are in the same position. Now we'll go into Trikonasana triangle pose again. So inhale and straighten your front foot, your left leg. Bump your hips to the back of the mat. Stretch your left arm forward, left torso forward, and then rotate your torso so it's parallel, aiming for parallel with the mat. It won't be, but aiming for that. And stretch your right arm and hand up towards the ceiling. You can look straight ahead, look up diagonally or up at your thumb, whatever seems to be the most suitable thing for you to do. Remembering no harm. practicing non-violence on ourselves. Make sure your left hip is tucked under and your left side body is active, even though it's folded slightly. Inhale as you come up and bend your leg again for warrior two. Left leg is in a square. Ground through the back of your right foot. Inhale, stretch your arms wide. Exhale and rain your hands down so they frame your left foot. Swivel your right foot so it's facing forward. Press into both hands and come back to downward dog. Walk your feet towards your hands. Forward fold. Inhale for halfway lift. Exhale for forward fold. And inhale, arms out to the side, stretching out and taking up space. Facing each other above your head, and then palms together and palms to heart center. Well done. Fantastic. Doing a balance now. We're going to do the tree. I think we've done this before. So I'm going to be balancing on one leg and then the other. We'll start by taking our weight in our right leg and just rotating our left foot, left ankle one way and then the other. And then putting that foot down, picking up the right foot just off the mat, rotating the right foot one way. And then the other. Might hear a few clicks. And put your right foot down. Grounding into your left foot. Place your right foot, sole of your right foot, against your ankle or your shin. Or if you like, you can place it against your thigh. I recommend the shin. Looking forward at a spot, a drishti, a point of focus to assist you. Breathe gently. You probably notice that your ankle is active. Your left ankle is keeping you balanced. And if you like, you can bring your hands to heart center. And just notice the active balancing that you're doing. Connect with your breath. And then when you're ready, release your hands and bring your right foot to the earth. Left side now. So raising your left foot, you can put it next to your ankle, your shin or your thigh. I'm going for the shin. Again, get your point of balance that you can look at. It might be a point on the wall, something that's not moving. And when you feel steady, bring your hands, if you'd like, to heart center. And just notice the difference in each side. Grounding through your foot, grounding through your hips, strong in your legs, but stretching up through your crown. And when you're ready, releasing the hands and the foot. We'll do that one more time on each side because it improves, trust me, as you do it. So grounding into the left foot, raising the right leg and right foot, sole of the foot against your ankle, your shin, or your thigh. Making sure you're looking at that point of balance. Inhale and raise your hands so they're at heart center. If you're feeling comfortable with that, you may like to raise your hands above your head, either palms facing or palms together. Tree pose. Embrace the wobble, the humanness. And when you're ready, release your hands and release your foot. Grounding into your right foot this time. Left sole of your foot is on your ankle, your shin, or on your thigh. Just don't put it on your knee because that can cause problems. Focusing on your point of balance. Inhale, hands to heart center if that serves you. If you feel comfortable, inhale and raise your hands above your head to extended tree pose. Shoulders away from the ears. Active through the core. Embracing the wobble. When you're ready, releasing the hands and release the leg. Just notice how your legs feel now, having activated them through the feet, the ankles, the shins, and the thighs. Wonderful. Coming to sitting, Dandasana, staff pose. Legs straight out in front of you. Hands by your hips, fingers pointing forward. Active through the core, shoulder blades together. Bring your right sole of your foot in to the mat, close to your left thigh, inner thigh. And hug your right knee with your left arm. Hooking your elbow around as far as you can go. And just moving your torso so it's clear of the knee. Inhale, stretch your right arm up the sky and then cartwheel it backwards to behind you for a twist. And as we did at the beginning of class, inhale, stretch up through the crown, tucking the chin slightly to create that length in the neck. And on the exhale, looking over your right shoulder. Inhale and stretch up. And exhale, twisting slightly further. Take 3 more breaths here, inhaling and stretching, exhaling, and just turning slightly further. Turning from the torso, not from the neck. Inhale and unwind the arms, keep the legs where they are. Frame your left hip with your hands for a counter twist. And then back to Dandasana, both legs straight out in front, hands by your hips, fingers pointing forward. Bringing the left foot into your inner right thigh, sole of the foot on the ground. Wrap your right arm around your left leg, squeeze it in tight, and just rotate your torso round to the left. Inhale, stretch your left hand up to the sky, and then exhale, drop it to the water behind you. Inhale, stretch up, create length in the spine, and exhale as you turn. Twisting from the torso, giving your internal organs a massage. Your knee is against your abdomen. Inhaling, stretching up, exhaling as you turn. Take 3 more breaths here. On your next inhale, unwind the arms, keep the legs where they are, frame your right hip with your hands for a gentle counter twist, and then come back to center, back to Dandasana. Beautiful. Lowering down onto the mat. Bring your heels towards your buttocks, feet flat on the floor, spaced as wide as your hips. Flatten your, bring your flat palms next to your hips, next to your buttocks. Palms facing down. And just squeeze your shoulder blades together under your torso. You might sort of rock from side to side, squeezing your shoulder blades together. Neck is long on the mat. Inhale and push through your heels, pushing your hips up towards the ceiling, pressing through your arms, upper arms and your lower arms, pressing through the shoulders, pressing through the back of your head. Hips raising to the sky. And exhale, peeling your spine down, vertebrae by vertebrae, back down to the mat. We'll do that one more time with a variation. Inhale, push through the heels, point your hips up to the sky, active in the buttocks, pushing through your shoulders, back of the head. Inhale and exhale, staying where you are. And on the next inhale, raise your hands and arms above your head until they're lying on the ground behind you. Exhale. Inhale, stretch your arms back, keeping your hips stretched to the sky. And as you exhale, lower your hands back down, your arms back down. Inhale, pushing your hips up to the sky. And exhale, peel your vertebrae down to the mat. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Wonderful. Hugging both knees into the chest. Grab your shins. You might even be able to grab your elbows. Hugging your shins, your knees in tight. You might want to roll from left to right. Giving yourself a massage. Grab the outside edge of each foot if you can, or the outside edge of each shin. And then straighten up your shins to the sky, so your soles of your feet are parallel with the ceiling. Thighs are against your body. Happy baby. So your knees are pointing towards your armpits. And you can feel the whole of your spine on the mat. Just make sure that your lower back is pressed into the mat. And then you might like to rock in this pose from side to side, giving yourself a massage. Bring both feet back to the ground, knees bent, so feet are near your buttocks again. Cross the right leg over the left in quite a tight cross, and have both legs drop to the right. So the right leg is on top. Cross your legs, right leg is on top, and you've dropped them both knees to the right. Stretch your arms out into a T and look across at your left hand. Give a stretch for your hips and an opening through your left side body. Notice that your breathing is starting to slow down. Inhale, navel to spine, and bring your knees up to center. Uncross your legs and cross the left leg now over the right leg, and allow both legs to drop to the left, both knees to drop to the left. Your right foot is probably still on the mat. Stretch for your right hip. Look across to your right hand and breathe through your right side body. Notice your system starting to slow down, your heartbeat, your breathing. Inhale, navel to spine, bring your legs back up to center, uncross your legs and send both of your feet straight down, straight legs. Allow your feet to roll out to the side. Have your arms next to you, palms up, and make any adjustments you need for Shavasana, for relaxation. Notice your feet and ankles relaxing. Shins, calves, knees relaxing. Thighs and hips relaxing. Pelvis sinking into the ground. Notice your fingers and hands relaxing. Wrist and lower arms relaxing. Elbows and upper arms relaxing. Shoulders and collarbone relaxing. Abdomen relaxing down. Chest and heart space relaxing. Throat relaxing. Draw your lips back from your teeth and then have them settle in a gentle smile. Relax your tongue and jaw. Raise your eyebrows and stretch your scalp, and then relax them down. Feel your eyes resting in their sockets. Soften the skin on your face. Notice the air coming in and out of your nostrils. As you find stillness. If any thoughts intrude, just allow them to pass like clouds in the sky. And bring your focus back to your breath once more. And when you're ready to come out of relaxation, introduce a bit of movement into your fingers and thumbs, into your feet and ankles. You might like to stretch long, stretching down your feet and arms and legs in opposite directions. And then curl in tight. Give yourself a hug. And when you're ready, roll to one side. And take a couple of transition breaths there. And push yourself up to sitting in Sukhasana, easy seat, exactly where we started. Inhale, and as you exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Bow your thinking mind to your loving heart in gratitude for practice today, in gratitude for self-care, for practicing non-violence, doing no harm in our practice, and the ability for that attitude to ripple out into the various interactions that we have in life and with nature itself. Be well. Namaste.